Date with everything in just a moment. We're in the early stages of the clean and jerk. First man to lift was the Turk Talat Bayam. He's got 200 kilos. And so has Papadopoulos. And actually, Bartolomew Bonk of Poland's got 195. He was the very first man to lift. So early days in this, and quite a buzz around us. David from Van Mantek, the German head coach, backstage, and he said at half-time that they were really confident for Oliver to lift 180, but they never imagined that 180 was going to be worth a medal, because they didn't imagine that, you know, Bagheri, the world champion from Iran, would bomb out. They didn't imagine that Pashev would, you know, fail in the way that he did. So absolutely delighted. And now what they've got to try and do is to do something which no German has done since 1995, and that is a long time. Ronnie Vella, the last German to win an overall world title. That was in Guangzhou in China in the super heavyweight class. And in fact, Caruso's gold medal is the first individual discipline gold medal since Oliver's snatch gold medal in Lahti in 1998 in the World Championships there. So you can imagine how they're feeling at the moment.
Zdecydowanie do góry, Bartek. Zdecydowanie! Jedzie!
An attempt for the Polish junior.
Spokojnie teraz. Ile masz siły? Mocno!
So the 18, oh, it was so close to finishing that off.
Yes, I was just about to say 5 out of 5.
357.5 is his total. He's currently ranked 5th. That's already 10 kilos better than he's ever done before. Comes from a fairly sizable family. Got 2 sisters, Joanne and Caroline, 2 brothers, Rothwell and Dominic.
So he has another attempt, and it looks as if he's going to be repeating. No one else wants 200. Everybody else is taking more, so he'll have to follow himself. Clock's ticking away. 1:40 to go.
Well, they've got the atmosphere going for him. The crowd will lift him all the way. But we could be in for a real surprise here, David. We've already had one surprise, and that's Caruso winning the gold medal. But of course, it would be hugely important for German weightlifting if Caruso could come back and take the championship. I mean, they haven't got a lot of lifters. The heady days are getting a little distant. Mark Hustu sitting 2 seats away from us now, retired and working as a broadcaster in television. Ronnie Weller, whose appearances are becoming fewer and far between. When he's good, he's extremely good, but you've got to catch him right. And he seems to be only able to do that once every 2 years, and he's running out. More worrying for them, not so many juniors coming through. So now, Bartolomew Bonk with half a minute to pick up 200 kilos for a new personal best.
Zdecydowanie w pionie. Dawaj, zdecydowanie.
This for 362.5.
Dłużej się ustaw i mocno, nie rozluźniaj się, w pionie! Dawaj!
At this moment, just beyond him, but you sense not for too long. But of course, if you have just come in at home, David, the Poles without their #1 string, Kolechki, who continues to have these worrisome back problems, which they can't seem to find for. Now he's been travelling around Europe, experts in the Ukraine, and we really thought they were going to get him back here fit and well for these championships, but I doubt, to be honest, that we'll see him before next year's Worlds in Vancouver, if we're lucky. Because it isn't just the sorting out the back problems. I mean, the length of time he's been away, unable to train properly, means that the comeback's going to take quite some time. Now, Diashegi for Hungary. At the halfway stage, down in 8th place, 10 kilos behind Oliver Caruso. 23 years of age. At least he's got rid of the hoodoo of last year when he failed all 3 snatches. So needs this to give himself a total.
Well, not the most convincing jerk. Let's see what the referees think to that one. Well, it's 2-1, so good enough. Got a total. Puts him on 372.5.
Yeah, Samir Hanna is the man in the central referee's chair today, and he was the man who wasn't convinced about this lift. Every time you hear those horns, you know that it's Caruso of Italian descent. His father from Sicily, went to Germany. But we need 6 out of 6, David. So we want this to go well. At his very best, 220 is a possibility, but I don't think he can do that today. 210 and then hope, I think.
True body.
Well, the total is secured. So now he has to build. So Oliver Caruso now leads the pack by 7.5 kilos, but remember, Pashayev has still to start. Likewise, Samadov of Azerbaijan, the Ukrainian, Dobrev, the Bulgarian, and Karapetyan, the Australian. But of course, Becky, the defending world champion, having failed all the snatches, that's one big danger that Caruso doesn't have to worry about, because Caruso won't worry too much if he doesn't win the clean and jerk gold, but if he gets an overall medal, David, of any colour, that will be beyond his dreams. So, Pokrivchuk of the Ukraine. Now, even though he's coming in heavier than the heavier weight than Caruso, he's got a lot of catching up to do, David. He's over 15 kilos behind Caruso, and this will only to 12.5. What would you do if you were Frank Mantek? You'd do this in 2.5 kilo increments, wouldn't you, with Caruso?
Well, I don't know. I think he needs to do at least 207.5 if he's going to be in the overall medal.
Well, would you go 205 and then take the bigger jump? You know, to get 205 and then see how you are, and either go for 7.5 or then maybe go for 210. I had a hunch if he got 210, he really would be in there with a chance.
I think I'd probably go 207.5 and then take the 2.5, then go for the 210. And then hope that it's enough to hang on to an overall medal.
I think I'd go the other way. I think I'd go 205 because that's going to keep him nearer getting an overall medal. Because if he goes for 207.5 and fails, he can have a second attempt. But if he fails that, he then gets left on his present total, which leaves him, you know, even more vulnerable. I think the two of us would disagree on this tactic. we will soon know which one of us is in the mind of Mantek. Well, that equals his personal best in the clean and jerk, 205 kilos. And it takes him up to 5th overall at the moment with a total of 370. David, he's not a threat to Caruso because he's 12.5 kilos behind the German.
Bar's gone to 207.5. So Mantek obviously deciding on the 5 kilo jump.
Well,
or maybe even more.
Clearly, Caruso has improved since the Europeans this year, in which he was 6th, because he snatched 175 kilos there and he's proved 180 today. So let's hope the 207.5 is going to be comfortable for him.
Big push. 5.
Karapetian, of course, only 5 kilos behind Caruso.
One more.
And that puts Karapetian in the lead in the clean and jerk, of course, with 207.5. And he's now exactly equal with Caruso in terms of kilos. But Karapetian weighed in at exactly 94 kilos. Caruso 93.90. So has the edge because of his slightly lighter body weight. Dear Shaggy. Now this would boost him by 5 kilos, but that would still only take him to 377.5. So he's not going to threaten the leaders. And you thought, David, that he looked a bit fragile ahead.
Yes, he looked very, very strong in the first phase.
Well, again, this would be another man going for a personal best. Fights the clean up. Now the chuck overhead. Has he got the strength?
Well, classic, drove it to arm's length, but left the hips behind the bar. Of course, if you're going to keep 207.5 kilos overhead, you have to be underneath the weight. You can't hold it out in front.
So the reason you're Commonwealth Games champion, David, is because you know about these things far better than me, and you've got it exactly right, because Caruso is going to come out at 207.5.
Well, I think for it to win the overall medal, he has to do, this is the minimum he has to do.
Komm, giftig.
It's all about whether he can stand up in that low position on the clean.
So this is arguably this is the crunch lift. It would be wonderful if he can get this and then just give himself one more chance after this.
I'm sure this will give him an overall medal. It's just a question of what colour. Oh, better on the clean. It's good.
Come on, Ollie.
Oh, she does.
That's superb. That is superb. And he's full of confidence. That great start in the snatch, David, has really, the boost, everything's working. His timing is good. His technique is good. His balance is excellent.
Yes, this is definitely the best we've seen him for a long while. And that lift of 207.5 to go with his snatch at 180 has put him in a very strong position.
So he's restored that 5 kilo difference and body weight advantage over Karapetyan. Still waiting in the wings to start though. Pashayev, Samadov and Dobrev. Now Samadov's way down, he's 165 kilos, so he's got a lot of catching up to do. Pashayev's the real danger because he's only 2.5 kilos off the pace, and Dobrev 5 kilos off the pace. You've got to respect him.
Pashayev, I've looked at the weight that he's got posted in the wall. That's 215 kilos. So of course Caruso and Open probably reflect what he decides to take for his third attempt.
So Diashegi losing out really. He should have made the second lift. As you said, David, didn't get his hips under the bar. He's coming out for this one. That's been actually a poorer attempt than the second one. And so he fades away from the competition. But only 23, and worth emphasising, he's a crop of teenagers and young 20-year-olds fresh into this senior world championship. But here comes the world champion. He won't be world champion again because he brings nothing forward to this second half of the competition, having failed all 3 snatches. And so this is for consolation. So he can mess around, if you like, with the clean and jerk medals. But I don't know, David, he has an air of negativity.
None of them look really good, as strong as we've seen in the past. Well, that was good. Certainly looks a lot better in this, a lot more comfortable.
So 210 kilos in the clean and jerk, zooms in from nowhere to the top of those rankings. And 93 kilos 35. He's lighter than Caruso, lighter than Karapetyan, who's now down to 3rd place. Still 2 men to start. And here's the young Turk. You can see from that, David, he's taken 200, guaranteed himself a total, and now taking a 10 kilos. And this is 5 up on his personal best. It's 5 up on what he achieved a year ago. So you would think at the age of 21 that that sort of improvement was well within his compass. But you can never tell how someone's training has gone, how their warm-up has been. This again would not threaten the overall medalists. Not at this stage. If he took another 10 kilos, it would be interesting after this one. He's going to have to try this one again. He's had a long time in the warm-up room preparing for this lift.
So I wonder what Caruso is going to take for his 3rd attempt. Even if it's 112, Pashayev, with his first attempt at 215, would immediately take the title.
Mind you, Pashayev's had a couple of failures. We don't know what that's done to him. Might have just knocked his confidence a bit, made him a little more worrisome, less certain. Fridchak. And that would have been for 25. Surely Caruso's got to get a medal, David.
Certainly get a medal. It's just a question of which colour.
But to be fair, there's still 2 men out there. It can be very dangerous to him. Pashayev and Dobrev. But the other advantage Caruso's got at the moment is that he's actually got the 5 lifts in. He's done the job. That's, you know, like money in the bank. He's there, he's leading. And Pashayev and Dobrev have got to get a lift in to get a total. So Papadopoulos for a total of 3.5. He's currently in 6th place overall, and for a while this would lift him up to 4th place. Worth mentioning, David, that Santiago Martinez of Spain is currently 3rd overall with a very decent 375 kilos, thanks to a snatch of 170 and a clean and jerk of 205. That's a very good performance. Pity we didn't see him in this competition. Not to be on this day.
No. Good attempt, just too heavy.
Yeah.
But give him a year.
Yeah, Kostas Papadopoulos, the new man for Greece at 94 kilos, with Kakashvilis, their triple Olympic medalist, now having moved up to the 100 meter class. So a little lull now while 1 or 2, in a sense, lift out, David, before we get to the finale of Pashayev and Dobrev and Samadov of Azerbaijan. But Alibey Samadov was the man who injured himself, if you remember. David. And I think now it's fair to say that we're not going to see him.
No, it looked pretty serious when he was carried off.
Coming down to 5 seconds for the Turk. Better. Now you can see it was close to the windpipe. He was shaking around, David. It was very, very heavy. But again, exactly, I think the same remark as we said about Papadopoulos. Spirited attempt, and we're going to see much better things from him in the next 12 months.
He's cleaned it really well. And then, as you say, dizzy, and isn't really able to make a proper attempt.
Yeah, they're almost... yeah, Papadopoulos 19 years of age and Bayam 21 years of age. But there's good material to work on there. So Pokrovitchak of the Ukraine now. And again, this isn't going to really figure for the medals because it'll take him to 375. 375 is actually occupied by Santiago Martinez at the moment, who had a body weight of 91 kilos 15, and the Ukrainian's got a body weight of 93.10, so this would take him up into 4th overall. So Martinez has taken some good scalps today.
And again, dizzy, weight across the windpipe.
And it's really disappointing, isn't it, David? Because we talk about the fact that, it's so hard for lifters from the Western European countries to contend with the Asians and indeed contend with the East European powerhouses of weightlifting, Bulgaria, Turkey, Greece. So it's very frustrating when you get an athlete, from a Western European country, particularly a Spaniard in the men, who come to expect 1 or 2 good performances from their women's squad. It's very frustrating that we haven't actually been able to see him in this final. So Pashayev coming in at 212.5. Now that's 2.5 kilos
less than he posted.
Yes.
That's right.
But of course, this may be an intelligent move.
Yes, I mean the question is this tactics? Did the warm-up go badly?
Well, Caruso's got one lift in his locker.
Yeah, this would actually take the lead. Well, that's comfortable. That was, well, not comfortable.
Well, it's there at the end, not pretty, but it's achieved. 3 white lights. Now, you would think that Caruso now, having seen that, would 212.5 and take his chances. If he could lift 212.5 and then say to Pashayev, okay, you've got two more shots at it. You know, if you can beat me, fair enough. But he might not. I mean, if he cleans, he's got to clean better than he did, and he's got to control better than he did in chucking overhead. But now we've got the Bulgarian. Now, the Bulgarian Dobrev, he's got 5 kilos to make up.
Is he heavier than Caruso or lighter?
He is actually lighter.
So this would actually put him into the lead by virtue of lighter body weight. Ahead of Caruso, anyway.
Ahead of Caruso, not ahead of Pashayev. And he's looked much more comfortable. So Caruso now gets pushed down into 3rd place overall. But only by virtue of that heavier body weight. So if Caruso was able to come out now, David, and take another 5 kilos and do 212.5 and restore the 2.5 kilo advantage over Pashayev and the 5 kilo advantage over Dobrev, then things might get very interesting. Now, Karapetyan is currently 5 kilos behind Caruso, and he's also heavier. So this 5 kilo increase here wouldn't put Karapetyan into an overall medal position.
But it would put him into the bronze medal on the clean and jerk.
Get up! Push!
Caruso would be quite happy to give him
Push!
that.
Push! And up!
Not to be. And in any case, David, we could have said before he lifted that, what it means at this particular moment is that as far as the overall is concerned, it does look good for Caruso to get a bronze medal. This man in picture now has got one more attempt. And I suppose he could put the bar up to 215. And maybe he will. So now, this for 6 out of 6. He's almost home and dry with an overall medal. This would guarantee an overall medal. Mantek's getting nervous. 20 seconds. It'll be a difficult clean. But if he can do it, that is good. Come on, Ollie. Well, what is that? Oh. I was going to say if he'd held it, would you have given him a press out on that anyway, David? But at the end of the day, he looks as if he's okay. He's just holding his back, but I think he's in one piece, which is good news. Because this is the long
back.
Pardon?
He's coming back, which is great. So perhaps in his next major competition, we'll see him back to 100%.
Well, he's got the first German gold medal in men's weightlifting, or in German weightlifting, since 1998, since he last got the snatch gold. And he's got an overall medal, I think. And in fact, he definitely has, because Karapetyan's coming out for the same weight, David, 212.5. He's just concentrating on the clean and jerk. Karapetian currently in 5th place in the clean and jerk rankings. At 212.5. With a body weight of 94 kilos, we put him into 3rd place, but Bagheri can come back at him. Doesn't matter. Oliver Caruso has definitely got the overall bronze medal, David, and that's a terrific achievement, and it is left now for Dobrev and Pashev. Dobrev of Bulgaria and Pashev of Azerbaijan to fight it out for the championship at 94 kilos.
And of course, Bagheri is still in the clean and jerk fight, but can't make a total.
Talking about when he says that, but nonetheless, Scott Steiner